sometimes a movie experience will be better if you're in the theaters than if you're just streaming at home? A lot of people I talk to tell me that. Something about the sticky popcorn wedged in the seats and the kids not shutting up and sneaking in snacks because the ones at the theater are overpriced. Well, for me, that also rings true. Kind of. So when I went to see the new Jurassic World movie, Jurassic World Dominion, which I had low expectations on because of what everybody was saying, I'm surprised that I really liked it. Yeah, Jurassic World Dominion is just kind of great. There, I said it. What are you gonna do about it, Rotten Tomatoes? This movie is not perfect. I'm not gonna act like it's the best movie in the franchise. It's not. It's not better than Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And it's nowhere near as good as Jurassic Park 1. But definitely better than Jurassic Park 2 and definitely 3. These movies are garbage! And I personally like it more than Jurassic World, but we will get into those details later. Now, let's jump into my Jurassic World Dominion review. Spoilers, no duh. Now, first, let's get into my favorite thing about the movie. It's the fact that we just see so many species of dinosaurs. Like, a lot of them. And as someone who's like a big dinosaur nerd, this makes me happy. There are dinosaurs here that I've never even heard of before watching this movie. Like, have you heard of an oviraptor? Or how about an atrociraptor? Yeah, probably not. I also received sweet dopamine by seeing some of my favorite dinosaurs on the big screen. We saw it on a pretty big screen. Some of my favorites are the Therizino, the Pyroraptor, and the Dimetrodon. Just because they're cool and they're not popular. I don't really like the popular ones all that much, just because they're overrated. And all three of them each got like at least one scene in this movie. All three of them had at least one scene. And that these, even played a big part in the finale and the message. But we'll get to that later. This movie is also visually stunning. And yeah, I guess the other ones are also visually stunning at the same time. But like in this one, you get to see the dinosaurs actually interact with the real world because they're on the mainland now. And this creates infinitely more settings and unique situations. At the beginning of the movie with the mosasaur, or the scene where Maisie and the Apatosaurus are being lured by the flare, or the entire scene in Malta where Claire just gets chased by the Atrociraptor. I just like the realism, okay? Alright, so let me address the biggest elephant, or I guess dinosaur in the room, and that is the Locust plotline. I will admit, it does kind of feel like it comes out of nowhere, but you gotta remember, there were more than just dinosaurs back then. And I always wish the Jurassic Park franchise, at the very least, addressed other creatures besides dinosaurs. That's why I really like the Mosasaurus in Jurassic World. My favorite part, actually. I also think the plotline has extra spice because the locust problem is like a real thing in real life, except the locusts here are feet, not inches. But you get it. Places like Africa and India just lose agriculture all the time to locust swarms, and they get big. Like you can literally see them on like space radars. Like that's crazy. So when thinking about that, this plot is a whole lot more tense. And also that whole introduction to the locust was horrifying. So good job on that part. It also creates a more interesting plot line. Like what would you rather them go for? Would you rather, we need to get a sample of locust DNA so we can use it to wipe them out to prevent an ecological disaster? Or, oh no, the dinosaur escaped, need to kill it. That's what I thought. Even if you think it's weird or bad, you can at least praise it for being unique. Speaking of plot lines, how are the villains of this movie? I don't hate Biosyn. I like the fact that instead of cloning in theme parks, they're using the dinosaurs to learn about their immune systems so we can learn about ours. That's not a bad goal. But just the fact that the big corporation is the bad guy is so tropey that my eyes have turned black. Ow, stop! Overtakes me! Overtakes me! The head of Biosyn is a dude named Dodgson, who is so basic that it hurts. He is the villain equivalent of toast with no butter.
Dodgson! Dodgson! We've got Dodgson here! See, nobody cares. Nice hat.
He just is bad. He wants to not be seen as bad by the public and for the locust to not be killed, even when Wu warns of what could happen, and who in their right mind would not want to stop famine? Idiot! I'm just glad they didn't try to pull that whole twist villain crap on us again. It's obvious that Biosyn is the villain, and it's made very clear from the first locust you see in the lab. Easily the best thing about him, though, is his death scene. It's a nice callback to Dennis from Jurassic Park, with the Dilophosaurs and all that. Yellow. It's that time? You know what this means. It means it's time for Ethan's fun fact time. Woo! Did you know that the Dilophosaurs from movies are lies? No, they did not spit acid or have frills, and they were way bigger than they are in the movies, actually being 8 feet tall. Thank you. Now back to the video. And the dinosaur villain is it's a species of okay, seriously, what the hell was its name? Oh, right, the Giganotosaurus. Forgot. I like the concept of the villains, especially like the Giganotosaurus is designed, and the final battle especially. But in execution, they're kind of forgettable. They're not bad, just forgettable. What I really love about this movie is how realistic it feels. Like, as a better explanation, how things just feel realistic. If dinosaurs were ever to be real and roaming, like the part in the beginning with the news showcasing videos of dinosaurs causing mayhem, if you lived in this universe, it's not impossible to believe that you could be scrolling through TikTok or Instagram and see a video of a dinosaur murdering people in a trailer park. Also, by the way, the person recording this in the universe, the family that died to the dinosaur, must be so happy you got those views on whatever platform you uploaded it on. Another great example is the dinosaur trafficking underground, where Chris Pratt and Claire, I don't remember some of their names, go into an illegal dinosaur trafficking underground space looking for Maisie. Again, if dinosaurs were real, you would think dinosaurs would be traded illegally. I just like realism in my movies. Helps the world feel lived in. Like there are people in the world other than just the main characters. Now about those characters. Now the characters is where some of my complaints start coming up, kinda. See, the movie tries to juggle multiple plot lines at the same time, with Claire and Owen looking for Maisie and Ellie and Alan try to escape and expose Biosyn. The movie does this fairly well. It can be a sloppy at times, but it's still good, trust me. Alan and Ellie's relationship develops fairly well, and I like Alan Grant in this movie a lot. I forgot the actor's name, but he does a good job. I love how later in the movie he admits that he wasn't happy in his dig site, and he was having way more joy spending time with Ellie, and, that's just adorable. Maisie's a good character. I like her whole plot of discovering herself because of, being a clone. Now that I'm saying that out loud, it kind of sounds like it comes out of nowhere, and if you just watch this movie instead of the previous movies, it will come out of nowhere. It sounds jarring, but, watch the previous ones. She has a connection to the dinosaurs because, she's a clone too, along with them. She seems bratty at some points, but she never comes off as unlikable because she just wants to be free, not exiled from the rest of civilization. Owen and Claire are doing good by protecting her, but she needs interaction to find herself. I like it. It's pretty simple. She also has a British accent now. The actress does a good job. It's just jarring. I already talked about Dodgson. I don't like him. And Ian Malcolm, aka Jeff Goldblum, who is easily the best character in the movie. Not only throwing a freaking flaming spear into the mouth of the Giganotosaurus, which is badass, he's also just consistently funny. Like during the Dimetrodon cave scene, Alan and Ellie and Maisie are screaming for their lives, and Ian's just so calm, it's funny. Ramsey's cool. I like him. And Henry Wu is... He's there. He's just kind of there. Yeah, that's my thoughts on the characters. Honestly, I thought it was going to go on a lot longer than I actually did. Well, yeah, those are my thoughts. That sums up the characters really well. They're kind of just a little simple, kind of plain, but still enjoyable. Now I want to talk about the last thing on my dino-shaped bucket. Now, the main theme I picked up on while watching was the theme of coexistence. The thought that man and nature, or man and dinosaur, need to be able to coexist if you want any balance. There are two scenes that are about this, and both are great and near the end. The final battle with the T-Rex, Thorizino, and Giganato, and the final shots with the dinosaurs and animals. Now, the ending battle should make sense of why it represents coexisting. The Giganato is referred to the biggest apex predator ever, multiple times throughout the movie. So if you missed that, let's just say I don't think you were paying attention all that much. So the Giganato is ruining everything about the ecosystem by killing everything. And this is bad for carnivores, such as the T-Rex, because, they have no food. And herbivores, because, they're getting murdered. So they team up to take down the threat to their way of life, and balance is restored. Day and night, yin and yang, predator and prey, or any other figure of speech that you can use, to team up against a bigger threat, coexisting. The final scene is a little more subtle, but still kind of obvious. Dinosaurs living amongst animals. In peace, just chilling with each other, learning to be as one, coexisting. There you go, that's my thoughts on Jurassic World Dominion. Was it the best Jurassic film ever conceived? No. It's just slightly below Fallen Kingdom for me, and especially JP1. That movie is great. But this is still a good movie. It's absolutely worth your time. If you got a couple hours to kill, I would recommend it. Ignore all those 30% reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. They can go die. So yeah. Bye.